Hello students, welcome back to our channel. Here we are again with a new video, and today we are going to study the English MCB of class 8, unit 1, myths and legends, and of this unit chapter number 3, that is Tartary, which is a poem. So first of all we will have a glimpse of this unit and this poem, and then thereafter we will read the stanza and we will understand the meaning. So as it says, myths and legends. So this unit is based upon the myths, and about the myths it is a kind of story about which we don't know whether it is this story, whether the story is true or not. And legends are some great person, some great characters with heroic actions who have done, and some people say they are true, whereas some people say that they are not true. Some people doubt their existence. So this is the definition about myth and legends. Now there are 3 chapters in this unit. So this is the 3rd chapter, this is the 3rd lesson, which is a poem, and the name of this poem is Tartary, which is written by Mr. Walter De Le Mare. He is a very famous and well-known poet. So now let's get started. Actually, first of all we will understand what Tartary is actually mean. So Tartary is a historical name of a region of indefinite extent in the East Europe and Central Asia. So this is an imaginary world which does not exist anywhere on the earth, anywhere on the globe. It is only an imaginary world which is in poet's mind. And this place Tartary is quite famous in 2 regions. First is East Europe and the second is Central Asia. The name brings to mind a fabulous space of legendary monarchs. So this is, as I said, this is a place of imaginary world where you can imagine all the luxury of your life. In this poem, Tartary seems to be a land of dreams and happiness. So in this poem what you will get, there are lots of fantasies, there are lots of luxuries, and which cannot be otherwise fulfilled in reality, but it is fulfilled in dreams. And this land is full of happiness, joy and enjoyment. So now we are getting into the poem. So now poet says in the first stanza, if I were lord of Tartary, myself and me alone, my bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne, and in my court should peacock flaunt. Here is a word which is highlighted in blue color, peacock flaunt. And what does it mean? It means peacocks show off their beauty to everyone. And in my forest tigers haunt, and in my pools great fishes slant their fins athwart the sun. Here is again a word, athwart the sun, which means the fins of the fish are shining in sunlight. So they are brighter and they are shining in the sunlight. So what this stanza means, poet is dreaming that I should be the king of that land. Which land? Tartary. And if I were the king of that place, that land, that world which is Tartary, my bed should be of gold and silver and other precious jewelries and diamonds. And my throne, my chair, should also be made of gold and diamonds and other precious metals. And in my court there should have been lots of peacocks who are flying, who are dancing. And there are lots of tigers. My forests are full of tigers. And my pools, my swimming pools, my ponds, they are full of fish, beautiful fish rather. And their fins, their body are shining in the sunlight. So this was the first stanza of this poem, where poet is imagining that he is the king, he is the lord of the land Tartary, and in his imagination he is describing the beauty of that place. Now we are in second stanza. If I were Lord of Tartary, trumpeters every day to every meal would summon me. Here I am stopping in between the stanza. I am taking a break to explain you. Here a word is used, trumpeters. Actually, it is some persons who play a musical instrument, that is trumpet. So here the poet wants to say that every time on the meal or on breakfast or on tea time or supper or dinner, I should have been called by the people who play the trumpets. They play the trumpets and then I would come to the dinner table or dining table. And in my courtyard break and in the evening lamps would shine, yellow as honey, red as wine, while harp and flute and mandolin. Another word, mandolin, which means old spelling of mandolin, a musical instrument. So trumpet is a musical instrument, and here again we are finding mandolin, which is also a musical instrument. Made music sweet and gay. So here poet wants to say that at the time of the dinner or at the time of eating something, at the time of tea, at the time of supper, all the time that the trumpeters used to call me by playing some sweet music with the trumpet and mandolin. And there should be some beautiful lamps, some of which shine in yellow color, some of which shine in red color, and there is also a flute. And all these musical instruments, they are making the evening, making the day, making the dining table very beautiful with the sweet melody, sweet tone of the music. So this was the second paragraph or second stanza of this poem. Now we are getting in the third stanza. If I were Lord of Tartary, I'd wear a robe of beads, white and gold and green they would be. So a robe, that means a robe is a kind of cloth, you can say, or it is a kind of coat, you can say, which kings or lords they used to wear generally. So it should be full of beads. For the people who don't know what is beads, beads is a kind of pearls, small pearls. And the color of the beads should be gold and green, as the poet wants to say, the poet wants to describe. And clustered thick as seeds. So they are as thick as seeds, and they're clustered. Clustered, that means they are scattered. They are sewed in a group, in a bunch, you can say. And air should wane the morning star. So here a whole line, air should wane the morning star. Actually this poem was written many years ago, and some of the medieval English words or medieval English language is also used in this poem. So air should wane the morning star, that means very early in the morning. So very early in the morning I had done my robe and scimitar. Scimitar, that means a short curved sword. Sword that is short in height, that is not very long. So he should wear the cloth, the robe, which is full of beads, which is full of pearls and jewelries, and then he would keep a short sword that is named as scimitar. And zebras 7 should draw my car, and my cart should not be drawn by horses. Generally, when you notice, if you have seen in the movies or other stories, when the king or the lord sits on the cart, it is generally drawn or pulled by the horse. But here the poet is imagining that I have a more beautiful animal than horse, that is zebra. So my cart in which I am sitting should be drawn or should be pulled by zebras. Through Tartary's dark glades, glades that means forest, lord of the fruits of Tartary. So and then I should pass in by the forest nearby, which is full on all the trees that are laden with the fruits. Everywhere you can see heavy bulk amount of fruits, they are laden on the trees. So this was the third stanza of this poem. So now we are getting into the fourth And the last stanza of this poem. Her rivers silver pale, lord of the hills of Tartary, glen, thicket, wood and dale. Here three words have been used consecutively, which means glen, a deep narrow valley, then thicket, bushes or small trees growing closely together, and then dale, that means a valley. Her flashing stars, her scented breeze, her trembling lakes like foamless seas, her birds delighting citron trees in every purple vale. Dale also here means valley and vale also means valley. So this was the last stanza of this poem. Here poet wants to describe the beauty of the valley which is in the Tartary land. So he says that the rivers which is in the forest or nearby the forest in Tartary, it is of silver color, it is of pale color. Pale, that means very light color. So silver pale. And lot of the hills of Tartary, there is very high rising mountains, there are towering mountains, towering peaks, very high peaks, and there is also different valleys. Some of them are very wide and some of them are very narrow, and in the valleys there are beautiful flowers and they are having very good and charming fragrance. And the flashing of the stars, that means the view of stars from that valley is magnificent, mesmerizing. And the breeze, the wind which is going through the valley is very scented, is very fragrant because of the nearby flowers. And the lakes, they are trembling, they are dancing, sometimes left, sometimes right. This is the flow of the lake as the poet describes in this poem. Like foamless sea, like a sea which is foamless. And the birds, they are delighted, they are chirping on each and every tree, especially the citron trees in the here and there around the whole valley. So this was the fourth stanza and the last stanza of this poem, Tartary. So as I said, there is no such place existing in this world, on this earth, as far as human reached or they have discovered. There might be somewhere, but might be we have not discovered, but we don't know the reality. As far as we have discovered the land, there is no such place. So it is an imaginary world in which there are lots of joys and happiness, as in the dreams of the poet or many people who dwell or who live in the East Europe or Central Asia. This poem is quite famous in between these regions. So this was the poem. I hope you enjoyed the poem. I hope you understood the stanza and the meaning of the poem. Still, if you have any kind of question, any kind of doubt, you can write that in the comment box. Thank you very much for watching our videos. We will be available again with new videos. And if you haven't subscribed our channel yet, please do subscribe our channel and like our videos, share our videos. And thank you very much once again for watching our videos. Till then, goodbye and stay tuned.